Alright, let me test my audio real quick. Alright, audio doesn't really sound crispy, but it's functional. What? Dude, it's my AC so loud. Alright, well, it's good enough. It's good enough. Dude, you actually did it. Shut up, Inchies. Alright, what's going on, guys? It's me, S.15 YT, back again with another stream. Hope you guys are having a good day. I know I am. And we got a lot going on the server regarding switching servers. There's a lot to talk about. But I do just want to let a lot of people know, like, that we aren't, a lot of people aren't really attached to this world. And I don't know. There's been a ton of cool buildings. Also, I do want to show this off. I've been building up this, like, southern region of my country. And, whatchamacallit, dude, Mariad coming in with the Korean. Bro's swearing in Korean, bro. So, I'm not going to bother to translate that right now. Someone do it for me. Anyways, I've been developing the southern region of my country. I got this little, like, watchtower kind of thing built. Real neat. Come over here. The only thing I had was this small building and that little tower. And then I added these three houses. And this one I, like, vaguely copied from the internet. I sort of just got, like, the framing done on the internet, and everything else I kind of did on my own. This house, one of the few houses I've done that is just completely original, because my big thing is I always struggle to frame buildings in Minecraft. Like, I just can never really get the, like, dimensions right. But when it comes to sort of just, like, getting everything decorated and roofing and floor, all that stuff, I can do it. And then this storage house was sort of the same. It was inspired. There was a lot, again, change up. But I'm getting better at kind of just, like, more original, I guess, builds. But I'm really proud of how this is coming up, and I like this. So regarding the old server, tomorrow we should have the old server up on a private world, so everyone can start transferring their items. We're going to have the old server off and on. Like, we're going to have probably periods where it's, like, going for, like, an hour or 2 hours, or someone, DMs. Because, again, it is a private world. You can't keep it going just, like, all day. You gotta have, because the session will time out, or, the PC is going to be AFK, whatever. But we will have periods where people can get their stuff transferred. Hopefully we can get about everyone. If anyone kind of slips through the cracks, we'll just have to kind of go, like, we'll boot up the old world and just kind of sort of have to copy all your stuff onto the new Java world. But yeah, that's what we'll end up doing. We'll make announcements, like, when the server's running and everything. I was gonna do it tonight, but honestly, it's just a bit late tonight. Dude, it was a long day I had. And honestly, I'm also thinking as well too, like, I do want to get one kind of last, like, stream and last, like, final day with this world. Because again, like, dude, I know a lot of people aren't really, too crazy about the server, but we got a lot of people that, put a lot of work in to this world, so that, I don't want to just completely, we all forget about it. There's a lot that this world has done. So seeing as this is basically going to be the final stream of this world, obviously this is, again, like I said before we switch to this one, this is one of our main worlds now, so whenever we get bored of the old server, this is going to be, we'll go back to this one. But seeing as this one's ended, I feel like I'm just going to do kind of a touring stream where I just go around, kind of show off what everyone's done. Again, there wasn't, like, a ton built on this server. There was quite a bit of people that grinded, and there was, there was a bit of street fighting and everything, but honestly, this server was just kind of a little, I'm not even gonna lie, this kind of season was just a teeny bit stale. Sort of everyone came in and at the start wanted to do war, but everyone just was a bit too uncomfortable with Java PvP. A lot of people were sort of just, this was a bit more of a diplomatic season. Like, I don't know, people just weren't really as, like, aggressive as they usually are. So I don't know, going back to the old server though, people are always getting mad at each other about borders and stuff like that. So we'll definitely have a lot more wars and stuff coming up. But I will say, if there's anything this season is going to be remembered by, this season has probably had some of the best builds out of any season. Like, y'all can't even lie. Like, this is, for me, from everyone that participated in here, the building was just top tier, compared to what everyone has done. And she says, I'm pretty sure you were the only person that built anything here, Levi. Nah, Bolzano was doing stuff. Balk was doing stuff. My dad was doing a lot. Dude, my dad took on a massive project. I'll go show that off. Sky God's Country, the Clouds. Dangerous Heart, Dangerous Heart is not a terrible builder. He just literally put no time into it. And he was just very lazy and sloppy with his builds. So I'm just going to kind of highlight briefly what has been done on this server. Obviously, there is my country. I'll kind of just show it off last. But one thing I do want to highlight is, like, every road I've done, I know I've been getting big into the ice roads. That's been sort of the phase I've been in for, like, the past, like, kind of 6 months to a year. This has been the greatest ice road I've, like, ever done right here. This thing is massive. And, like, it wasn't even done. It was about halfway completed to where I wanted it to go. But I do just want to highlight, like, 7 blocks wide, pillars underneath the entire thing. I think that I spaced them every, like, 75 blocks, I think is what I did. Fully lit up. I put these, little things in the middle, sort of act like, lines, stripes. So where this road was going to go was Seabass and You Wish's country. They hadn't had a ton built. They were trying to literally tear an entire mountain down. And like terraform. They took on a massive project. And then Seabass had a lot going on IRL and basically bailed out of the project, and there just wasn't really a ton of motivation to finish it, but you go in a straight direction, you should reach their country. So we're going to go check that out first. And then we'll sort of start making our rounds. Might have to start Googling coordinates. Wait, Google it, that doesn't make any sense. I'll just have to go to the DMs to find the coordinates. But anyways, yeah. There, dude, people be hating on the spin-off worlds, and honestly, I feel like the spin-off worlds are, like, I'm not going to say they're better, but there is a lot that I feel like we learn about the server. Community-wise, there's a lot of experimentation with, like, building, plugins, rule set, everything like that. So I don't know. Don't hate the spin-off worlds. We have a lot of fun with them. And there's some spin-off worlds that are trash, but then there's some like the One Piece server where, like, bro, I mean, the One Piece server, dude, my dad was talking to me about it earlier. We were, like, getting in a conversation because I was telling him about switching back, and he was like, bro, the One Piece server was, like, the best server we did. And I'm like, he actually has, like, a point. Like, dude, I miss the One Piece server a lot. And I've been really kind of inspired. I think I kind of want to have some elements of it go back to the main server, like, mainly with the devil fruits. Anyway, so this should be Seabass's kind of country. So he took on a lot. Want to highlight this. He was basically trying to do this around the entire mountain. And the project started off at first, they wanted to knock the mountain down and then build a city. And then I think they sort of, like, gave up on that and then decided to build, like, sort of this, like, cliffside country. Let me go to spectator. I don't know if there's anything in the walls right here. Okay, not really a ton in the walls. It's like, I could have sworn there was, like, a tunnel. It's season 3. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is, like, the earlier seasons were definitely a lot better, but the One Piece server was the best in terms of, like, just features. Like, I mean, I don't know, that's the thing. The One Piece server did not have a lot of, like, good national, like, sort of country lore. Alright, we'll go to Bolzano. Or no, actually, let's go to Israel. I'll go toward that one just because I know to get there. I know to get there real easily. We'll go TP to Israel. But no, like, season 3 was for sure, I think, the best. But you got to think there's benefits to each season. Season 1, in my opinion, was it has a very special place in my heart. Season 1 was just very. It was so innocent. It birthed the server. There was so much about, like, hacking and anti-cheat and, war and so much stuff that I learned about Minecraft and running a server, and that's where we made it into a server. And season 2 was sort of just the ancient, like, era of the server, and then, you have season 3 and everything, but each season does serve a purpose, I think, and the One Piece season was where I learned commands. The One Piece season really taught everyone how to, I mean, I don't know, it was just a really interesting server. You can't even lie. Like, the devil fruits for bedrock commands, no plugins, were executed, I think, really well, in my opinion. For someone that has very few, like real, or not very few, not a lot of experience with plugins, and is just kind of, not plugins, sorry, commands. Doesn't have a lot of experience with commands, plugins. Like, that was just first draft, one-piece server. Like, I think I did all right on that one. We had a lot of fun. So, Israel has been griefed a ton. Like, we can't even lie. There's a lot of houses that are, like, knocked out. The whole theme of this was, you could probably get the gist. Honestly, not really the best looking country, but there was just a lot that got griefed. And there was a lot, too, that, I don't know. I'm not saying he deserved it, but yeah. There was a lot that he did to piss people off. He did build this, and it's, it's recreating something kind of bad, but I don't know. There was, I could see the vision for the build, but there was no follow through. Okay, we're going to try and find the clouds next. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is, Israel was like Dangerous Heart's first actual, like, there's stuff he's like actually having to build a country from scratch, and he's actually like doing something, but the issue with Israel is he like gave up halfway. Israel got griefed, and then he came back. He didn't want to fix Israel, and then like there was just too much drama going on with Israel, and I don't know. It started off like trust me, like first few weeks of the server, there was a lot of progress and like, just expansion, and dude, stuff was happening in Israel. Bro, what is this? Dude, what did we just find? Oh my God. I didn't even know this existed. This is like, bro, dude, someone should have just like made this a country right here, bro. This is like prime, just like insane real estate right here, bro. I mean, it's not very fun to build right here, but dude, this looks cool. I think I found this island at one point. I think I remember finding that island and like I wrote down the coordinates or something, but I was too busy building my own country. I didn't really have time to go mess with it. Okay, not gonna lie, I might have to just look up the coordinates to the clouds because I'm not really sure I know how to get there just on my own. But yeah, I don't know. OG season, it will always be the main world. So that's the thing. We're always going to return to it. And I know sometimes, people get a little impatient and there's people that really only want to play the old season. And listen, I 100% get it. But, these spin-off worlds provide a chance for us to really, I feel like, just grow as a community. I don't know. There's a lot of value I put in them. Okay, media, what? I need to just search messages with Sky God. Please leave a what? Dude, what is this guy yapping about? Ultra Duckling? Okay, bro, I need to go a little further in our DMs to find this. Sky God actually did pretty good, ish. Okay, 2,500, 1,500. So I was going in the right direction. Sort of. 2,500, 1,500. There we go. All right, let me go back to YouTube chat. I think your bum country, I was gonna expand up there, but then I stopped caring. Yeah. But I will say, for all the other spin-off worlds we do, like, there is sort of an expectation we're not going to really return, but this is going to be a returning series. So I put a lot of work into this, and I put a lot of value into this. Okay, I have no clue what happened here. Clearly something happened, but this was a very farming-heavy thing. As you can see, there's cactuses right here. I don't know how good of a farm this was, honestly. He was doing something here, bro. This is such a weird country, bro. I have, like, no clue what Sky God's up to. I just get on, and Sky God's just, like, been piddling around in the mangrove swamps. Anyone that builds in a mangrove swamp, I can't trust, No, I'm kidding. But anyways, he built this. Like, he built a lot of stuff that was big, but it just, in my opinion, lacked a little bit of detail, but I like it. I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. It looks like it's some sort of iron farm just based off the poppies, but I don't know. I don't see any iron getting farmed. Okay, what the... All right. Then he built this statue. The statue was actually dedicated to Cyber, I think. No. It was dedicated to something else, but then I think it was sort of dedicated to Cyber. Oh, I forget about these, like, new skeletons, bro. They scare me every time. I'm like, what is that? Yeah, this thing looks real neat. He was trying to build, like, some church cathedral kind of thing. The block palette was just not very good here, but he had the right vision, I think. He had the right sort of direction he was going. Very creepy on the inside as well, too. And then coming over here, he's got some smaller buildings. This, honestly, okay, it's going to sound stupid. I think this is like one of the best buildings out of the whole country because, like, listen, it's so simple, but, like, some of the smaller builds he did in the clouds are just, you know, really nice because it's like, I don't know, some people are not really meant for big buildings. Like, they can't really build. You know, I'm kind of one of them. I've always liked to build big, but I just don't really have it in me. I got to build smaller and kind of put more detail. And I don't know, some of these smaller mangrove houses, like, that looks nice. That looks nice. I'm not really a big fan of this one. That building looks nice. Like, some of the smaller stuff he did really are nice, but I don't know. I just don't think he really picked a very good biome, and there's, like, no roads. Like, there needs to just be a bit more national development. But it's a neat country. There was a lot he did here. Like, I'm very proud of what he built here, though. I have no clue what this thing is. I still don't even know what this is supposed to be. I guess it's a slime farm, but dude, how'd you get over here? Anyways, I guess this is a slime farm. I don't know. I've never understood why people make a slime farm. I don't see the point in it. Unless you're some, like, crazy redstone nerd, bro. I don't know. Okay. Where else are we going to go? Yeah, we got to go. Okay, we got to go to Babylon. So let me TP to spawn. How do we get to Babylon? Pretty sure we just go this way. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure it's good on the straight axis. So this is my dad's country. I'll go show it off. My dad, dude, he did a lot at the beginning of the server, bro. He was no life in the server. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. I was getting a little concerned about him. He was just playing nonstop. Got quite a bit set up in Babylon. Let me go show it off. I was gonna, like, divert the interstate to go show off Babylon as well too, but I didn't end up finishing it. 7 wide, you know, I'm really proud of it when I look back on everything, but dude, it's a big task trying to make an interstate like just that massive. But yeah, I don't know. When we go back to the old server, I don't think I want, like, ultra wide roads. Like, I think the old server had more functional roads because the roads are sort of set up. They're not even finished, by the way. They're only about halfway done. But they were set up in, like, a grid system where it's like, you know, it's 3 blocks wide. They didn't really look the best, but it got you to where you needed to go. Let's see, is this where his country is? Like, I can't even remember. Okay, let me look at the map real quick, because I think I'm just going to get lost. His country is like halfway to Bolzano. Map. Okay, let me go to the server. Maybe in my DMs with him. Let's see. Map and timeline. Okay, Babylon. So, okay, so the Enclave. Oh gosh. Okay, so I think I need to go this way. What the heck? Dude, what? Oh yeah, that's another thing. Bedrock has, like, some crazy bugs, bro. If you have, like, played the server on Java Bedrock, dude, there's, like, just times where you're on the Bedrock side of things, and you'll get stuck in, like, some corner and just, like, suffocate. It's so random. It's kind of annoying, though. But I don't know. Like, there was one time I died in the Nether because of that. I, like, got stuck on, like, the corner of the Nether roof, and just my elytra, like, didn't want to. Like, I started falling and it just wouldn't deploy. It was really weird. Okay, I think I am heading in the right direction. This is looking a little familiar. But dude, I'm just not sure. My dad, I swear on every server he will build a country and no one finds it. It's like my dad has this just hidden talent of picking the just like most like obscure country locations. It's like, dude, there's been servers where he's had a country and just nobody knows about it, and it's on the map. And like the coordinates are posted and just no one's been there. It's just in this like random spot. It's like, dude, I don't know what it is. It's like it's like some SCP ability. Like no one's going near his country. Okay, so my dad was locking in with the roads. I'm not even gonna lie. Babylon, what in the world is this? Okay, we're going into Spectator to show this off because that's the thing, my dad ain't really too big on the detail side of things, but dude, he locks in when it comes to the bigger projects. He was doing these glowberries too, which, okay, I'm not even gonna lie. I don't know how we feel about glowberries as a light source, but he was really trying to make this country like very unique. And there was a ton of stuff he was doing. Want to see your crap hole next? Yeah, sure. Just if you can get there, then I'll TP. I honestly don't even remember the coordinates. He like built. Okay, so he built a road across the entire country, like across the border, which is nice. And so he went all this way. He even has like a little bridge and everything. Like, bro, you gotta respect the grind, Dang. Yeah, his whole like country thing right here is he was trying to do like mountainous tunnels and everything. So these aren't strip mines. These are like connecting roads going through the mountain. And listen, some people they get demotivated because they think if your build does not look perfect, I just don't even want to build. And it's like, bro, no, you gotta appreciate the effort. Even if the build is not 100% top tier, gigantic, like thing, dude, it doesn't matter, bro. It's like, I think, in my opinion, that adds more beauty to the server when there's just so many different unique builds, when they're super ugly, but then there's super beautiful, and then there's also, so many different connecting pieces. It's like, it just makes it very real than this just ultra planned, ultra just like detailed, strict, I don't know. I like having the openness of like, different building styles and everything. And I don't know. It just, to me, it makes the server feel a bit more complete because Vostok and Kamchatka, my countries on this server, they have their own style. And you get people that sort of experiment with their own, like Babylon, doing the stuff with the glowberries, different styles of roads, different, you see here he's got the fence and everything. His whole country is just completely a different, like, theme. There's a lot more going for it. Oh, yeah, he was also building a tower, too, which I don't know what the point of this was, in the sense of like why he built it in this shape and everything. The whole original theme of this tower was it was supposed to reach build limit, and it was supposed to be like the Tower of Babel, like they were gonna reach the heavens or whatever. That's the biblical lore about the Tower of Babel. He didn't quite get all the way up, but the whole like premise was he was gonna have the Tower of Babel, and each level of the tower he was going to put stuff in. Like you see on the bottom level, he was trying to do different block palettes, and he's got some stuff down here. Yeah, you see what he's like doing with this. He's got amethyst and everything. He made this look like a trial chamber in here. Dude, my dad's country will be either the weirdest thing you've ever seen, or he locks in and it's just like the most beautiful. It's like no in between. Anyways, he got a lot of villagers. I'm not even gonna lie, I don't even remember him getting these. I just remember like coming over one day and he's like, help me cure these villagers. He's just got a whole village down here. I'm like, dude, where did these come from, bro? You just pulled them out of your butt. Anyways, and then he had this weird thing down here. Like, okay, I think when he was making the Tower of Babel, he wanted it to like sort of go all the way down and then all the way up, but it's not really like aligned. Like you can see this is not directly under the tower. So I really don't know what this was trying to do. But yeah, and then he wanted to like terraform the whole mountain and make the whole mountain like sort of one, I guess, cohesive like build. Like he wanted to sort of, kind of snippet it off a little bit and then sort of, pyramid it into the Tower of Babel. Yo, what's up, Seabass? Well, of course, bro. Of course. But yeah, there was some piece of his build. Like, he had some underground thing. I can't remember. I know he's messing around with the trial chambers a lot. Yeah, dude, I swear, my whole family, they'll get on Minecraft and it's like, dude, they'll build some interesting stuff. My grandpa, bro, no, very few people know that my grandpa actually played the OG seasons. And dude, my grandpa has like some hidden builds y'all ain't even seen, bro. Like he's just got bases. He built like a roller coaster and like an airport strip, and no one finds this. It's not even that far from spawn. And he's done that. And it's like, dude, it's like it just has this like unique ability where just no one knows where no one ever finds it. He'll build something out in the open. He'll just have this base and no one ever sees it. He's got like this neat little base here. Okay. Let's go to see, where's Inchi? Oh yeah, you got admin. Dude, I completely forgot. I'm like, how is he flying around like that? Anyways, we need to find Bolzano next and see what they've been doing. Okay, how do we get to Bolzano? I'm pretty sure it's close on the 0 coordinate. Okay, so if I travel this way, yeah. So I need to get this, align this with like 0 and then just keep going north. But yeah. What was I gonna say? Dude, yeah, my grandpa, he's like I can't remember where it's at. It's like 4,000 blocks from spawn. He has this like thing on the other server. He has a helicopter. He has like some roller coaster set up. He's got like a cargo ship. It's the most random builds you've ever seen. He's got like set up there. And I think me and Seabass are like the only people that like really know about it. And it's not even that far from spawn. There's so much stuff on that old server that like you go back and it's like this stuff is not a secret, but just so many builds that people don't know about. I do like that. You know a lot about the old server. Every time we switch, I always find something new. Like that. Like that's the thing. There has been so much constructed and so much done. Rest in peace, my grandpa. No, it's your granny. Rest in peace, my granny. She got hit by a bazooka. I think about it every time I hit the hookah. Dude, what a lyric, bro. What a lyric. Imagine knowing your grandson made some like mid-rap song talking about how you got hit by a bazooka. Dude, I sung that to my coworker. Like I was at work one time and we were like moving rocks, and I said that, and he started like he like finished it, and I'm like, I don't know. He's not old, but he's Unk status, and I'm like, bro, how does Unk know about this stuff? I'm giving him a hard time. I like calling people Unk that are only like 1 year older than me. It's the funniest thing, dude, just making people feel old. I made a huge map that stretches out 4,000 blocks in all directions. I still have not found any of his builds. I don't know how, dude. Like, honestly, his builds are just an anomaly, bro. They're just in some other space-time continuum. You can't find them unless you're a part of the Levi clan. That is crazy, though. It may be in like, dude, how have I not hit Bolzano yet? I'm like right where it should be. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, Babylon's there. Maybe is Bolzano like 0, 80, negative 250, or negative 2,500? This is another country that's always a nightmare to find. Okay, now we're in some like random forest. Bolzano. Bolzano. Maybe I gotta like, well, I'm like looking at this. Okay, well the X coordinate may be slightly negative, but not by a ton. Like, hold on, like the X coordinate should only be negative by like maybe 200. Dude, it shouldn't be a lot. Bolzano and Babylon are not very far off on the on the Z axis. Okay. Yeah, I'll go like 200 or 300. Maybe I gotta go a little bit more. Dude, I don't know. Okay, we'll go a little bit farther. Or wait, hold on. Am I even traveling in it? Hold on. Okay, what coordinate was Babylon? Yo, okay, well I'm not anywhere anyways. Let me TP to him. Bro, what did you just find? Dude, what on earth is this, bro? I guess, bro. That's the only. Oh, okay. Oh wait, no, never mind. This is near Seabass's old country. Dude, it's just some random house, bro. Okay, wait. The first coordinate actually should be positive then. I think. Maybe. Okay, so I think, if I'm not mistaken, Bolzano should be at like. Let's try this. Let's try 400 negative, or not negative, that's going to put me underground. 80, like 2,400, maybe? Oh, wait, no, negative 2,400. Maybe? Okay, well, now we're, dude. We are not getting any closer to finding Bolzano. I swear, bro, why can I never find this guy's country? I've looked for it so many times. That's why I was wanting to build an interstate to it. Every time I want to go there, I just never can remember off the top of my head. Okay, well, we're TPing there. Let me find his... Oh, I have to check our DMs and see where it is. Okay. Bolzano. Balk 1000 Jr. Dude, it makes me so proud that everyone has the F cancer thing. Yeah, it was in a snow village. No, I know that. Like, it was in a snow biome. Okay, Bolzano. Oh, what? I was not even that far off. 600, 3,100. There we go. Okay, Bolzano. So he actually, I'm not even gonna lie, he did a lot, and he renovated every one of these village houses too. That's the thing. Or, okay, maybe every one of these village houses. So you come in here, and like, he really, it looks like a village, but you go in and like, okay, well, I'm trying to talk good about him, and then they're just not renovated. But no, it's basically like an upgraded village. He may have upgraded these, I'm not sure. But yeah, his whole theme was he was trying to make like a village, but just like with farms, roads. Like he sort of wanted like an upscale village. I liked it, dude. I don't even know how he got these in here. I'm too like stupid to know how these came to exist. But like even at this, dude, it's a Rubik's cube. I'm like, bro, what? But anyways, no, he had a lot in the country though. And this, I think this was the first country. I think Bolzano was I don't know if it was Kamchatka, I don't know. I thought Bach, dude, I'm pretty sure Bach literally was about to build something in Rome and then we switched. Like, he was in the process of, like, starting a construction. Dude, how did he get these in here, bro? I swear, I'm just so stupid, bro. I don't know how these things work. Anyways, no, I'm pretty sure he was like actually locking in for Rome and then we just switched servers. But yeah, so this is the old server. Again, there's not a ton. There was a lot that happened on the server that just really, a lot of tragedy, a lot of good, a lot of bad, but ultimately I think when we switch back to the old server, again, things are going to return to a more lively time. I do also, we need to have an old server stream where we like just completely, I don't know, like a stream that's just an exploration stream. We just go for hours just really scouring the map close by and everything. But anyways, I'm proud of what we do. Okay, bro, and now he's doing this. Oh yeah, I did forget. Last country we got to show off is Kamchatka. And listen, I know Kamchatka has been basically in every stream, but I think it's good we get a proper tour. Also, there was a Cyberfire monument being built, and then I don't know, it kind of got griefed a little bit because there were some people that didn't like who was building it, and they didn't I don't know, bro, but it's whatever. Also, you gotta respect the on and off ramp design here. It's so unpractical. There's such a more resource efficient way to do it. But because I am Kamchatka, because I am great, I decided, you know what? Let's do this, bro. How much cooler is this ramp than just an elevator going down or some drop off or something stupid like that? Like you actually have like a ramp that goes down. To me, I don't know. To me, that is so much more, it's so much more cooler. And then you can get right back up doing it this way. And then you go back up here. Oh my gosh. Now you're back on the road. I designed this road. This is Kamchatka road design. No, I should have definitely made the angle a lot more not sharp. Like the angle, I didn't really plan for it. Like I'm not even gonna lie, I just started building and was like, whoops, toodles. But nah, I could have done that a lot more resource efficient. But anyways. Dude, Vostok, this is the best city I've ever constructed. Like, I'm not even kidding. On the server, there's been very few cities anyone's ever made, I think, that come close to this. Not even trying to self-glaze. Like, dude, I know the self-glaze is crazy right now. But it is just crazy not to highlight how much effort was put into this city. And, I mean, just really, this is a lesson for the old server. The old server, yeah, it has way more development, but it's very disconnected development. It's very just micro cities and sort of micro builds, and, there's not really a ton of cohesive cities and civilizations, but there is a lot. And I feel like when we return to the old server, it is going to be nice that we're taking a lot more experienced builders. Dirt Bike Kid got better at building. Dangerous Heart even got better at building. I got way better at building. Everyone on this server really did have a building era and a building arc, and Vostok I feel like has inspired quite a bit of people. I've gotten a ton of people that have really, been like, dude, you actually like locked in. This is worse than the railroad that went under in the Poland world. The railroad was not even terrible. It's the fact that the railroad plugin sucked and it just was completely worthless. And it's like, I don't know, I'm tempted to decommission the railroad and just turn it into like a sort of museum. Because it's like, I spent so much time on the railroad. It's like, I could sort of decommission it and just build an ice road on top of it. That would make it a lot more, efficient. But, dude, that railroad, oh my God, it made me so mad that it failed, because the railroad, I think, was as fast as blue ice when we had the rail plug-in, but it would derail every time you hit a curve. And so it made the plug-in worthless, because it's like you would hit a bend and the whole thing just breaks. It's like, okay, yeah, if I want to go in a straight line for 10,000 blocks, maybe it's useful, but I don't know, it was just kind of worthless besides that. So you just have this tunnel that I spent a ton of time on that doesn't really serve a purpose. I don't know. Dude, this courthouse, I'm real proud of it. But honestly, this server, we did really good, I think, in a lot of ways. I'm really proud of all the work I did. And it's going to be sad to see Vostok go. I'm not even going to lie. I've held on a little too long for this season because I'm sad to see my city go. It will return eventually, but new cities can always be built, I do just kind of want to show off like one build that I'm kind of more proud of a little bit than others. Just a little bit, not trying to glaze a ton. But dude, this governor's mansion I built for Dirt Bike Kid, well, there was some inspiration. Like, this is a build online, but there was so much I had to lock in, because it was like the worst picture imaginable. So originally I said, okay, I'll copy a build from the internet, build it for him. I picked the most low-res, grainy, worst angle. I basically had to redo all the dimensions, all the building palette, like everything myself. I mean, this build ended up turning out like the walls are a different material. The dimensions, I think, are slightly bigger. all the decor and everything around it. I mean, it really, it was a big task building this thing because I started and then just realized I had nothing to go off of. And it's like I had to tear it down, build it back up a ton of times. But, you know, I'm like actually really proud of like how the interior turned out. This upstairs is fire, bro. You can't even lie. The wine barrel like design right here, dude. Woof. S tier. But yeah, this will definitely be coming back to the old server. On the old server, dude, Western continent, we are building like crazy. And, you know, some people, they want the old continent sort of develop more. I think it does need a lot more development, 100%. But it doesn't need development in developed areas. Like, I feel like we should just clean the developed areas up and then sort of develop the mesa. We need to develop the far south, the western continent. These areas need roads and they need stuff like that. Not really just, we need another house in the snow biome. It's like, I don't know. That's just my kind of opinion. But this was the first house, dude. This started it all in Vostok. And so it's kind of sad to see it go. But I numbered everything in order of how I built it. But yeah, this is honestly my greatest, I think, Minecraft achievement ever is just everything I did on this server. And I'm really proud of it. And I just want to thank everyone, too. I want to thank Cyberfire especially. You know, I want to talk about him for just like a minute. Cyberfire is the reason this city is here. You know, and I'm not even trying to sound like corny. I'm not even trying to be one of those guys. Like, genuinely, Cyberfire had some of the best builds and some of the best innovation to how we build cities and to how we structure countries and to, you know, just really how we do things on the server. And yeah, on the old server, in terms of builds, dude, Japan looks the best. Japan is the greatest city in server history. Like, Japan is, I'm not even kidding. Yeah, it was the largest country. You know, it was too much land to develop. But Japan major, like Japan, the core territory, dude, some of the greatest, most high-quality builds out there. I mean, and it was one dude doing it. It was one dude in constant war, having, you know, griefs, having, you know, to deal with admins, and you know, there was just a lot of stuff going on. And Cyber honestly inspired me so much as a builder. There was so much I learned from him about just basic, you know, city planning and city structuring, and really just caring about how your country looks a ton and going less for functionality and more for greatness. You know, the Japan capital island was such a great island, not even because, okay, yeah, it's like a giant, like, industrial farming island, but also because it's like the biggest building project in server history, practically. It is one of the greatest. I mean, it's up there, top 10. You're talking about like the entire country of Italy, then the ice roads, you know, there was, I mean, there's been some, you know, other big, great building projects, but I honestly think the Japan capital island is the biggest building project of server history. The greatest, too. I mean, it was one of the few that actually got finished to completion. So honestly, you know, rest in peace, Cyber. Thank you to him, you know, for all he did on the server. Thank you to him for all the inspiration. And listen, you know, Kamchatka, Vostok, everything I built on this server, and even a lot of what I built on the other server would not be there if it wasn't for Cyberfire, you know? So I know a lot of us didn't really know him personally, like on a really deep, you know, like we know first name and, you know, all this, you know, he was a friend on the internet, but it's still crazy just to think that, you know, he can make his mark on the world, no matter how small it is. His mark is going to remain forever, you know. It's a Minecraft server, yeah, but it's a deep part of our hearts. It's a deep part of, we've spent, you know, hundreds of hours on the server. We all have, you know, warred and conquered and fought and argued and cried. And, you know, there's been so much. And even though it's over a Minecraft server, it's just, you can't just not, you know, really highlight just how much influence Cyber has and just, you know, how much he'll be missed, you know. So rest in peace, Cyber. Just thank you to him. Thank you, my friend, you know, for everything you did. But yeah, Yeah, the stream's getting a little emotional now. But anyways, let me, okay, and cheese has been yapping. Bro, I made a, okay, wait, what was this? Top, no, I need to go to all messages. What did he say? Oh, no, it's in here. I gotta build up the entire northern third of the map. Dude, yeah, you got a lot going for you. Berlin does need to be fixed up 100%, but I think honestly there needs to just be an expansion out of Germany. It needs to go into the German colonial territories like the Mesa, Northern Kalsa, the tip of the peninsula, the old sea and sea land. Like, we really need, what Germany needs is a slight polishing of core Germany, and then more so just like let's pave a road to the CNC, or let's, because I don't even think, obviously, okay, yeah, there's the ice roads, but I don't even think there's even a great value Levi cobblestone road connecting Germany. Like, there's just so much in Germany that, like, yeah, you could build 10 houses. Yeah, I mean, you could literally build 10 buildings, but if you space them right and you build enough connection and everything, Germany would be like 10 times more developed. And you got to think too, there's also Old Falland. There is Old Spawn territory. There's, small builds littered across the mesa. There is Old CNC as well too. There's the northern island you built. You built up quite a bit. Amazing city, by the way, too. I mean, there's so much potential in Germany that, like, building wise, dude, if I could take over any country, I'd take Germany. Like if I had to just, USSR goes into the ocean right now and I got to build up and develop another country, Germany any day, bro. There's too much potential. It's one of the few contiguous countries. It has, like, so much just, I mean, it's a cohesive shape. The USSR is like Britain. It's like you have USSR core and then, like, 5,000 islands. And even the same with Japan. It's so spread across the map, and it's very spindly and spoinky. And, it's like Germany is one cohesive heartland shape with cities. It really has, like, Germany, in my opinion, has about 4 central areas, and they are on each corner of Germany. You have the Berlin area, the CNC / kind of northern Mesa area, the Falland / southern Mesa area, and then you have the northern island. And all 4 of those are like the 4 corners of Germany that it's like, I don't know, it's set up really nice for potential builds to start coming in. Are we going to make all of Cyber's builds like international territory? I think what we're going to do with Cyberfire is country. So regarding this has sort of been, and again, this is subject to change, but I've kind of made up my mind regarding this. Not all of his territory is going to be memorialized because, yeah, he is the largest country. He owns like 1/5 of the landmass on the server, and from a just practicality standpoint, we need to honor Cyberfire, but there is 90% of his country is empty, just imperial territory that was acquired near the end of the server, that was just very, it was just kind of acquired under, like, okay, this guy is the owner of this country and sold out. And it's like, I don't know. Japan, the capital island, is going to be international territory. I'm going to claim it probably under the USSR, the USSR's, like, land claim. It's going to be claimed under either my account or an alt account. Just like as, you step in and it's like, territory of just, some filler account, maybe even my dad. But then you go in there and you'll be able to, like, open chests and, open doors. And I'm going to, obviously, every mob in there is going to have immortality. There's going to be grief protection. Like, you can't do anything. Same with the Japan original capital area. And then a lot of Japan's builds, same thing's going to happen. And we're sort of going to have a Japan, like, here, we're going to have, like, the international territory memorial areas, and then we're going to have an actual, like, Japan state. I haven't figured out who is going to take over that state yet. We'll probably have, like, we'll probably have a vote over it, and then we'll have a divide of the rest of the imperial territory. So Japan will still remain, but it won't be, you know, old Japan will be still, I guess, immortalized, I guess. You wish or Page. Oh, to own Japan. Yeah, you wished, honestly, I think would be the best person to take over Cyberfire's legacy. In my opinion, I think, you know, I love Rex and everything, but Rex is just too chaotic. He knew Cyber very well. They were very good friends, but I just don't think Rex is going to carry really the flame of Cyberfire. If anyone can do it, it is you, Mr. Paz, 100%. I agree with that. What is this? Oh, this is in my country. Dude, wait, there's just a treehouse? Okay, I thought we were like I thought we were in Sky God's country. I'm like, dude, what are we doing? And then I see a road, and I'm like, wait a minute. There's not a road in his country. He's broke. Anyways, but yeah, like Cyberfire's territory is going to be split 3 ways. It's going to be Imperial territory will be annexed by countries that either historically it was theirs or their border nations. Like, for example, probably Alaska is going to go back to Germany. There will be some small islands and stuff transferred probably to the USSR. Poland will get kind of Japan's northern incursion. Italy may get some. We may even set up a second state. We may even have like a East Japan, West Japan kind of thing. Dude, you need to build a bridge to Alaska. That's what you need to do. Revenge against Uisht. Dude, yes, bro. Uisht and Paj, I think, are the best candidates to take over Japan's legacy, though. But, yeah, I mean, we're going to have, like, the capital island and the capital areas of Japan, and we may even have some monuments new constructed that are, like, no one can edit these. Anyone can come there. No one's going to be killed. No one's going to be nothing. This is in memory of one of the greatest people to ever play this server. But the state of Japan will not be frozen. It will continue. Let's see. You got a huge plan. What's your plan? Also, we will probably hold multiple conferences this week, hopefully. Where we just sort of look at the map and you know, we kind of do our original thing of like, does this country need a leader? Does this country, you know, we need to get plans for that. Because definitely, like, USSR is good, Germany's good, Japan's good, Italy's good, but there, you know, there is some countries that, like, dude, we gotta figure out what's going on with them, you know? Poland's the big one. Poland, ever since Chicken Dorito, has been in the toilet. It is not had a good leader. Honestly, I think Sky God would be an amazing leader of Poland. Like, I think 100% Sky God could develop Poland enough and also sort of be... He's like a more neutral, dangerous heart. I could see Sky God being a good Poland person. But anyways, all right, we're going to go ahead and end the stream. Thank you to everyone that played on this server. Thank you to everyone that played this season. You know, rest in peace, Cyberfire, again. And yeah, there will be more streams coming this week where we'll boot up the old server. We'll get a bit more going. The transition will start. It could take a week or 2 before the old server is officially up. Because again, there's the Java transfer. There's the plugin transfer. There's obviously getting everyone's items stored in. There's the conferences and the sort of, you know, the planning and everything, the logistics of it all. I'm not promising anything, but we may have an event planned. We may have sort of a you know, another gimmick, you know, planned for a return to that server. So, you know, there's just some stuff that, you know, might take some setup, but I will let y'all know. Bare minimum, it'll take 2 weeks. If we really speed it up, we should have it out by next weekend. But I will definitely be keeping in contact with y'all. You know, server's going to change quite a bit. Got some big plans for it. But anyways, I will see y'all guys in the next stream. Hope you have a good night. Thank you to everyone for watching. Like and subscribe. If anyone wants to join the server, join the Discord. Link is in the pinned comment. And I will see y'all guys in the next stream. Peace out.